Hello everyone, so today we are looking at Omega by Max Major and Theory 11. So what is Omega? Omega is essentially a deck that is able to force a card on a spectator without them knowing. So they can spread the deck, see all the cards are different, overhand shuffle the deck, cut anywhere they want, and they will cut to the card that you instantly know of. So let's get more in detail into the review. So how much is Omega and where can you buy it? Omega retails as $39.95 US dollars. For those that are watching this at the moment in time for Christmas and Black Friday 2020, it is discounted to $29.95 on Vanishing Ink. So, what do you receive when you purchase Omega? You receive this cardboard box with on it says Omega by Max Major, and inside you receive, of course, your instructional video, which is around I believe 40 minutes long, and teaches you a few routines, teaches you how to work with the deck and how it works and how you should operate everything. And of course, you get your deck of cards. So that's what you get essentially in your package when you pay the money and it comes at your door. So now let's talk about the products that you receive. So let's talk about the deck and the video. The video is well shot as every Theory 11 video, well mic'd, everything is clear. Theory 11 do amazing tutorial videos and they're always short to the point and fast. They don't blabble or anything like that, and you understand everything that you need to know. And the deck, first time I opened it and I put it in my hands, I was like, what is this? I actually got scammed. Because I read a lot of reviews that this is similar to, a bargain deck that you can buy from any Magic store. I think even my local dollar store has, one, but poorly made, not USPCC like the ones that are sold in actual Magic shops. But yeah, I was baffled. I was like, no way this works. So I think that came because the deck I think stayed in the box for very long. So when I did what you're supposed to do in the tutorial video with like warming up the deck, I had bunches, and I'm not kidding you here. I had bunches of smoke spewing out of my deck. So it was legit like a chimney, like there was smoke coming out of it because of how the deck works. I won't say much about that, but I did the warm up, I did all of that. I tested it out to myself and it worked. I was like, how does this work? I knew how it works, but I didn't expect it to work. So I was like, okay, you know what? I'll wait for my dad to come home because he's my harshest critic. Like, he's gonna see something I do and he's automatically gonna say, that's bad. I saw how you did it. That's horrible. So I was reluctant to do it on him because, as you know, when you have that certain family member or friend, they take the deck and they examine everything and they make, they want to make you fail to make sure, just for fun, not to be mean, but to test the extent of their liberty in the trick. So I gave my dad the deck, showed him the cards. He was like, yeah. Gave him to shuffle. He shuffled them. I just showed him to shuffle like this. He shuffled them. He cut. I revealed the card with a prediction because I like to do it with a prediction of a different color. He was actually left gasping. He knows 90% of the tricks I do. He's familiar with everything. So he's familiar, double lifts, lateral palms, DPS, everything. He knows everything, passes. He knows almost everything that there is to Magic. And when I did this completely fooled him. This completely fooled my harshest critic. And at that moment, I was like, there's actually something to this deck. It's actually really good. So I decided to perform for my mom, and she was left baffled. And it's been a long time since I've had something like this to fool my harshest critics this much. And they're so familiar with everything that I do that I was surprised this will fool them, but it did. So essentially, this little deck is able to fool almost everyone you want. So this is how it looks spread, and this is how it looks shuffled. They can shuffle however, I'm not even looking, so I'm just shuffling how I would shuffle a normal deck. And now I just come in, I cut, and I forced myself. So this works. This works. It is good. So now that you know that, let's talk about usability and how practical it is. So, as you may have guessed, this is a one-trick deck. You're not going to be able to take this deck, do the Omega routine, and then, go into a gambling demonstration. You do this, back in your pocket. So you do have to carry around a single deck for the single trick, but that is kind of what you already knew. But it is to mention that some people like to have, pocket management, and they would like to know if this should be carried in one of their extra pockets that could be used for something else. And is it practical? Yes, it is practical because basically they do everything. The one thing, however, I'm going to say is that I would not let my spectators spread through the deck. It should work, but I am fearful of it. I know people do it. I've seen on the forums, some people are confident, some are not. I would not let the spectators spread the deck. That is just my opinion, but I would not let my spectators spread the deck. So how I do it, I just show them and I tell them, is this well shuffled? They say, it looks so, and I'm like, perfect. I want to make it even more shuffled, and I give it to them to shuffle, and that's fine. So I would not let the spectator spread the deck, okay? And afterwards, they place it in the box themselves. They give you the box, so you can execute a deck switch. An easy deck switch, just put this in your pocket while you're talking. You pull out the normal deck as when you're gesturing. Flies by spectators because they're in the middle of routine. They're not thinking of what you're doing with this because the card is in their mind. And you've done a deck switch, and you essentially can go in any routine after that. So if you do take it like that, it is practical, and you can, go from this into another routine extremely easily. But if you just want to do this effect, you just carry around the deck. And if you prefer to have the spectator spread the cards themselves, they can do it. It will work for you, but it's not something that I want to do. So take that as you must, but they can indeed shuffle the deck. However, in the instruction, he says they can shuffle this however they want. I will not go as far. Sometimes there's some moments he contradicts himself. He says, don't let them riffle shuffle. And then in the routine, he's like, they can shuffle however they want. Overhand, riffle shuffle. They can drop them on the floor. No, I would not trust the deck for them to riffle shuffle and them to fall on the floor. It will work. It will work. But the chances of you revealing the method are extremely high. So it will work, but I wouldn't be as confident as he is in the actual instructional video regarding those certain aspects. So now, we've considered the practicality. Would I recommend this effect? If you're looking for something extremely hands-off, where you just hand your spectator a deck to shuffle, cut and look at a card, and you divine that card either through a prediction, mind reading, through another effect, anything you want, this will do the job perfectly. It will do the job perfectly. If you wanted something that was extremely hands-off, so you just throw the deck, they riffle shuffle, they slop shuffle, they look through their cards, they do everything they want, and then they cut, maybe that's not something you want to do with this. Also, I do know that this will probably not last you a lifetime. So if you perform this a lot, you're going to have to buy refills. Currently, I do not see any refills available on Vanishing Gang, so they're probably just available on Theory 11, but you will need refills. And also, if you want to perform certain routines with 3 spectators, like he shows you in the trailer, when 3 spectators cut a deck, look at a card, and then you reveal all of them, you're going to have to buy 3 of them because there's only 1 card in each deck. So take that in mind. And you're not sure that you're going to get the different one, but I'm sure that if you message probably Theory 11 and you tell them, look, I really want to do that routine, can you hook me up with 2 different decks? Then maybe they could offer you that service. But yes, essentially, I would recommend this. It is a good product. And yeah, there are some drawbacks, as I mentioned. You know, you're going to have to feel extremely confident to have this spread by your spectator. You're going to have to be extremely confident if you want them to riffle shuffle, extremely confident if you want them to treat this deck as if it were a complete normal deck. This will not work on your magician friends because the deck doesn't feel right. It doesn't feel like a normal deck. It feels special. But to normal spectators, this feels like a normal deck. It is a one-trick deck, so this does one trick and that's it. However, on the positives, it is an incredible effect. It will fool people and it will leave them wondering what just happened. Because this fools. If this passed my dad test, it will pass your layman test. It is a good product. I'm not familiar with the bargain deck that everyone says that this should be retailed as $10. Even other reviews say this. So I cannot really comment because I've never owned one. I've never owned those kind of, decks. So I can't really say, but if it does work the same, then I do understand that point of view that this should be worth maybe $20. But yeah, if you really want to do what I told you that you can do with this deck, then the $40 is justified in a way. But on sale, when you nab this at like 29 like I did, this is a good purchase. It is worth it. It is good. And I do think you will enjoy it. But it does have a lot of drawbacks. So I will give this an 8 on 10. So this is a really good trick. Even though it fooled the socks off some of, my hardest critics, I do believe that there are other alternatives from which I can do this without having to feel that dirty. But this is good. This is a good product. And if you like, as I said, what shows in the ad copy, then you'll enjoy this. Feel free to comment in on the video, like, subscribe, and I'm looking forward to see everyone in the next video. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.